opportunity. Allow me to move this as a request. Exactly. Honorable Minister, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome you to Moya. You are very warmly welcome to Moya. I remember we met during the budget speech. I tried to raise some of these issues in summary. I want to thank you that today you've come to be in the thick of this thing. Welcome to Moya. Allow me also to take the opportunity to welcome our very admirable RDC. This RDC, in 1993, when I started my journey in politics, that was also when he started his journey in politics. That was way back at St. Joseph's College, Nairobi, where he opted to contest for the HPship. And then he came and consulted me and requested me to contest for the deputy. So it was a very formidable alliance, Honorable Minister. I was elected HP. I was elected the assistant. So we really thank God that after so many years, the HP is in Moya as the RDC, the deputy HP is in Moya as the Honorable MP. Welcome. Honorable Minister, today we are here to discuss an issue of a necessary evil. Allow me to thank government for the development that it has brought in Moya. As the people and leadership of Moya, we want to thank government for all this initiative. And that's why I said I'm happy to inform you that we are discussing a necessary evil that has come as a result of development. This very particular issue, Honorable Minister, we have been confronting it several times. We have been confronting it several times. And in all this time, the community or members of the communities have re-emphasized their support for this project. I do not want to hear that this concern is being raised is an indication of the communities detesting this project. We are fully behind this project. Just like it has been raised by so many people who have made submissions here. We want the right things to be done the right way. My first ever engagement after being elected MP was over this matter. We held a meeting with the Honorable Chair somewhere around Labier. And the community were very, very seriously agitated over the issues of compensation. The company came, I think they did a survey, but this survey did not follow some of the natural principles of justice that has been raised here. When you're coming to do a survey, you're coming to do the valuation for compensation. You cannot just sneak in like a thief. We asked the area leadership from the LC1. No LC1 and his executives were consulted. The LC3 chair and his executives were not consulted. The Honorable Chairman was appalled that something like that was taking place in this district. So we immediately concluded there was something wrong. As a way forward, for us to continue moving, let us do this in consultation with the local people. We need to do it in consultation with the local leadership. Before the company makes the next promising steps, the LC1 should be aware, the LC2s, the LC3 councillors, the district chair, the mayor, and the RDC, and even myself. Because when we try to ask, where did these people come from, even trying to look around for the addresses. Honorable Minister, to get the address even in Kampala was a tall order for me. You would call this number, they will refer you to another person, they kept on, bouncing us like that. So let us get these issues very clear. And then the issues of the rates. I wonder what kind of equation or the criteria taken to ascertain the rates. We need a standardized rate. Because I was told the compensation rate of the town council was almost at the same rate with the compensation of the sub-county, which is not right. It is not feasible that the compensation of land within the town council is the same as that of the sub-county. So we need to streamline this. We need to streamline this. Because I was told there was some kind of cohesive approach being employed. Somebody is told, stand here, we are going to write the figures, we take the pictures, and somebody got as low as 5,000. 5,000? Yes. Which land, honestly speaking, which land in Uganda can be rated at 5,000, whatever unit it is? There is a problem. So I'm happy you are here. Honorable Minister, I'm requesting you to take very keen interest and crack the whip. When we talk of mafias, you should know that there is a mafioso circle in this state. There is some kind of corruption in this state, like the RDC said. We need transparency and accountability over these issues. For our people to be happy, for our people to embrace this kind of projects fully, we need to do this, Honorable Minister. And then, Honorable Minister, the other issue that I should bring to your attention is that when the Honorable Ruth Nankadula came to commission a project in Porao Private School, she came alongside your colleague, the Honorable Okasai, and then I raised this issue to the Minister. We personally pledged and made commitment with the Honorable Chairman 5 that we'll take it upon ourselves to meet all these communities and discuss this. We wanted the Minister herself to be present, but she delegated the Honorable Okasai. We went and had 2 meetings. The most worthwhile was in Guatafoya, where there were issues because they were blocking the construction of this land to Westnile. The community members reiterated their support for this project. And again, they said, please let us be compensated fairly. The Minister made commitment that he was going to do this. We tried to do it. We have had so many meetings with the UPTC. Honorable Minister, let it be your cardinal responsibility to push for these people to ensure fair compensation for the land. I'm happy the responsible person for the lands is here. They can guide them. They can guide them. And then too, the fifth one, contracting companies should respect our communities. We need to respect our communities in discharging their duties. So we just need commitment from government. Otherwise, on our side as politicians, as the community, we are embracing this project. But again, if our people continue to be treated unfairly, we shall be left with no option than to say, well, we shall leave it in a free form. Because they were even contemplating now, demonstrating and blocking the project. We do not want the community to take that path. If we want to see that everything goes according to plan, let government come up and help us. Impress it upon the company to do the rightful thing. That is to compensate our people. Fair. Somebody raised an issue here over ancestral claims. I think it was Mr. Zero. I want to confirm that one time it was somewhere around the park. Someone told me, Tony, the issue of this so-called government land, we are not going to accept it. Because my father gave this land for the construction of the substation in Aparana, We now want to tell government that we have overproduced, we need to take back our land. But Mr. George Okasai, a very prominent UPC man here, gave the land, but now they want government to take back. They want to take back this land. So I want to assure you that as leaders, we shall continue to talk to this kind of community leaders to understand the need for land to be provided for government projects. We shall do that. It's not an easy thing, but we shall do it. We are going to mobilize our people to embrace, but as government, help us. Because I don't want a situation where I will lose votes in 2026. I do not want that. You see, because I was told somewhere that Tony, we want you to demonstrate. You speak so strongly about this thing. And when I indeed spoke so strongly about 2 times, the members of the Westnile parliamentary group started accusing me. That you see, the man who is blocking the construction of this pilot to Westnile is none other than the area member of parliament for Noya. I was doing this to protect my political view. But we shall do everything within our responsibilities as leaders to talk to our people. We made a commitment in Guanafoyo. We want the outcomes of this commitment. It should not just be lip service. It should not be lip service. Once we hold a meeting today, there must be a follow-up. And I think Mr. Chair and the RDC will help us here. We need a serious follow-up. I would also help them make a serious follow-up. Even if it means bringing some of these matters to the necessary committee of parliament, I'm going to do it as a way of follow-up of us, following the resolutions that we are going to pass here. Because our communities take records. They take records. We want to see a change for the better. So that the next time we convene a committee meeting, we hear, yes, there was a meeting held by the minister, and the representatives of those affected are here. They will have to tell us positive stories. So I want to thank you for coming. Rest assured, we are fully behind this project. But accept our request that these companies that have been given the responsibility to discharge their duties should act fairly and compensate our people fairly. The lists that the chairman of the affected committee has said they have generated the data. And the list. There was a time I saw a list, then there was another list. The list that the UETCL were talking about is almost a half of the other list, the original list. So we wonder who sits down, who is this big brother who sits down and deletes with impunity some of these lists. We need our people to come down here and do this verification. Even if it means you, the minister, coming around to do this verification, please kindly help us. And then let me also say this. I may not have the opportunity of saying it. We raised it when you came with the Honorable Minister at the Olwe substation. The issue of the Karuma power equation vis-a-vis the need for the Acholi people to also have a fair share of industrial power line has been so elusive. I heard the minister the other day was talking about the carriage vehicles for this power. To Westnile, 132 kilovolts. To Lamu sub-region, about the same. Then to the Kawanda, it was a bit, higher than these two. But I did not hear any of these vehicle power lines, the KVs, transmission to the Acholi sub-region. And then when I asked one of the technical people, they told me, Acholi sub-region is not highly industrialized. I said, what is this? This is simple logic. Must it be no industrialization to deny us power? Or we thought when you connect the power, then the industries can come in.
Yes.
I think that should be the formula. In mathematics or in science, you first derive an equation, given a problem. So I want the Ministry of Energy, today I want to derive for you the equation. Because as a scientist, I know you first derive from first principle. The first principle is that there has to be power first connected here to invite industrialization. I was in the United Arab Emirates as a deputy head of mission. The first question some of these investors ask for is industrial power line. Somebody wanted to establish a tannery, leather tannery. But when he asked whether we have power here, the thing went elsewhere. He also wanted to establish, an Egyptian wanted to establish a beef factory in Noya. But when I told him the story about the power in a Acholi sub-region, they fled. So let that equation sink in the mind of government that we need power in a Acholi sub-region. The top of the Aswa something, I'm told, yes, I'm told the capacity may not be very sustainable. I'm told it's just for lighting. But we need an industrial light. It would be a very big embarrassment for me in this yellow tie not to really remind government to do something. This power is in Acholi sub-region. So we do not want what they actually say in a trade, the creator should not just, if you make, like if you're a potter, you should also eat from the very good pots you make, not the products of it. The broken ones. You should not eat using the broken ones. So the ministry, when I had the other submission the other day, I was like, this is a clear case of eating using the broken pots. We need good pots for our people to eat from. And then, secondly, I try to raise the matter of transformers. Because if you see the power connection from Amor to another to another district headquarters here, district headquarters. The power lines passes through Lomolo sub-county. Not a single piece of wire is looped down. And yet we have very promising trading centers that are coming up. So we need these transformers. Take it as one of our requests from the district, that we need a transformer that will provide power in the trading center, Lokai, in Nene, and the other side. Even in here, another particular junction here, we need a transformer. In Orama, we need a transformer. In Onweyo itself, where we have the substation. So take it as something that we need as a community. Otherwise, the Honorable Minister, we want to thank you for coming to Moya. Moya is hugely blessed. In just only a week, we shall be having two ministers, you and the Minister for Gender will be coming here, I think on the 21st. So this marks government seriousness in helping the people of Moya. We want to thank you so much. Convey our regards to the Minister for Tourism and Wildlife. I'll be moving along the national park, the construction of the electric power lines to prevent the wild animals from straying out is ongoing. We want to thank government for that. But yesterday I was having a community dialogue. The request I've placed to government is that the one company that they have sent there seems to be overstretched. If they could have two or even more companies, because the power line is being constructed to safeguard bigger farms down there. But the communities this side, I think they need to speed up and construct that line to come this side. And then to convey also our main message to the Minister for Agriculture and Water and Environment. One thing I got yesterday from my community dialogue is the issue of serious and devastating sanction. You remember the President during his State of the Nation and also during his budget speech said, as